What is going on, everybody? My name is Jesse, and we are back. And today I got a commentary for you, and it doesn't have anything to do with the gameplay you're watching, but all about actually the video you're watching itself. So I got an Elgato Game Capture HD, and this is literally the first thing that I recorded once I got it, and I got it all set up, got it going, and it was actually a pretty decent game on Raid. I was playing some Kill Confirmed, but that's not the point of this video. But I will say it was nice that I had a decent game in my first recording. So I guess what I'm asking you guys is what you think the quality of the video, you're watching here is compared to, any of my previous videos. Do you think it's better or worse or the same? And I guess I'm looking for an honest answers to that question. And if you can, switch the quality to 1080p. That's one of the reasons I went ahead and got and bought an Elgato, is so I can do 1080p. And maybe I should back up a second here and tell you, what I had. So I play on Xbox, obviously, and the first thing about that is that I bought my Xbox back in 2007. And I've had this bad boy ever since then. It did red ring on me once, but at the time it was still under warranty, so I was able to get that fixed. And I also use Astro A40 headphones while playing and recording, and that's actually the only mic I have, and I record all my commentaries through my Astro mic. Obviously, that's the one I'm using right now. But the A40s hook up to the Xbox, how I have it set up, through an optical cable. And on my Xbox, the only optical cable input on the back of it is through the component cable jack. There's no separate optical hookup, like I know like the Slim I think might have it, and anything obviously past that, but I think the Slim was the first one that did have it. There's no separate optical hookup on the back of my Xbox except through the component cable jack that goes into the box. So I actually have to use component cables with my Xbox in order to get my headphones to work. And actually, even with the Elgato, I still do. But the other reason I had to use component cables is because my old PVR was a Hauppauge, I'm not exactly sure of the pronunciation, but it was a HD PVR 1212, and that thing only has component cables input and output. It didn't have HDMI inputs on that model, which kind of brings me to my next point. My monitor that I use to game on has only HDMI inputs. It doesn't have the component. So I had to buy a converter for the component cables to plug into and then switch to HDMI to go into my monitor. So to sum up, my old setup was I had component cables coming out of my Xbox into my HD PVR. Component cables coming out of my HD PVR and into an HDMI converter. And finally, the HDMI cable out of that converter and into my monitor. So that's pretty elaborate setup there just to record my gameplay. Oh, also my headphones plugged into my Xbox through an optical cable. Hope you could follow along there. I think that makes sense. I got a little confused myself while I was explaining it, but I think it makes sense. And the HDMI converter box that I used, it worked sort of. See, the video came through, but the color was way off. It was, I'm not really sure how to explain it. Okay, think of the coloring and of all the maps in Black Ops 1. Just drab, colorless, everything seemed to run together, and it was like all this grayish green and hard to see. Yeah, anyways, it sucked. That's how the colors came through this HDMI converter. But with the Elgato, I don't need that thing anymore because it has an adapter so I can hook my component cables into it and it converts it to HDMI, and the colors are superb just like you would expect out of your HDMI or your component without this lame converter that I had. And so the Elgato has allowed me to get rid of both my old PVR, because it does the capturing and sends it to my computer, and also this converter box. And the Elgato itself is I'm gonna guess about a third of the size of my old PVR, which is just another plus. But anyways, what I was hoping you guys could give me or give me some feedback on or tell me is how the video looks, what you guys think of it. I'm, I guess, not going to be switching back because of the new setup that I have is fantastic compared to my old, and being able to play and see the colors is just a plus. But I would like some feedback, and if you have any tips for settings on the Elgato, uh, brand new to the Elgato, all the settings and things like that. But I did render settings as far as I use Sony Vegas Pro 10, I think it is. I did keep all of those settings the same, so maybe there's some other settings with Sony Vegas as well that I could be changing. But I'm looking for some feedback from you guys, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. So thanks for watching. I hope this whole thing made some sense as far as my old setup compared to my new setup. But I will see you guys in the next game. Thanks for watching. Peace.